a video today, and I'm just talking about the stuff that's been going on. I haven't done one again for a couple of weeks. There's a lot of transformation, transmutation going on. Transmutation is like relates to like Saint Germain, the ascended master, and it's very much around transmutation. To me is different states of being, and this relates to anchoring, this relates to integration, this relates to sort of activation. And well, that's a lot of what's going on for many of us at the moment, is we're activating and we're integrating these new vibrations, these new frequencies. There's a lot of stuff that I'm getting around sort of where I feel I'm being guided towards sort of rays and like universal rays and harmony rays and different colours, like a peach ray. This is very much around like this universal compassion or this infinite compassion. And compassion is sort of like, it to me, like the vibration is, compassion is also sort of like the vibration of frequency around sort of like balance and union. It's very much around sort of like where you're unified with like a consciousness or an awareness, where you start to realize that we're all sort of like, we're all part of one vibration, one frequency, and we're unified because we all vibrate with this source energy, this source frequency. So we're all aligned and we're interconnected. And a lot of this is what's going on at the moment, these integration of these rays, these vibrations, these frequencies that are coming through. You've got blue, which is very much around sort of like connects to Archangel Michael, but it also connects to Almora. It's very much around like divine consciousness, divine awareness, divine wisdom, but it's also about like protection and union. It's about peace and serenity, and like everything is, when you start looking at source vibration, source frequency, and the universal law of vibration and frequency, everything is around frequency, it's around vibration, and it's about sort of like being able to live within that vibration. And source expression or source living is very much around that. And it's, for me, source is as it manifests or it shows itself to me, it's this golden energy, this golden light. And source energy is this infinite sort of vibration frequency that many of us live in, and it's a creative and expansive vibration that each and every one of us can use and live within consciously, to express and release, express and manifest and create different frequencies within our reality, within our consciousness. And so source living is about this, is about living in this. And I feel these harmony rays are like integrations. They're coming down from like higher planes of existence, higher planes of light, vibration and frequency, are being integrated within the planet, but within each of our energy fields and energy vibrations at the moment. Also, like pink is like this infinite sort of compassion, this infinite nurturing, and the pink is like about union, but it's about harmony, it's about nurturing. And nurturing is like the understanding, the wisdom of applying vibration and frequency to your reality, to each other, and to experiences. Yellow is very much around creation, and it's very much around sort of like upliftment and energizing. And we need a lot of that at the moment, because as we start to move and sort of like vibrate into this new vibrations, frequencies that are coming down and are manifesting within this reality at the moment. Sort of like Christmas is always like a big shifting as we start to sort of like integrate, but also start to align with these new frequencies that are coming in. So like every time we hit the new year, it's like a new age, it's a new vibration, it's a new frequency. So like as we start to move into or flow into the new year, these new vibrations, these new frequencies are coming in. But they're also as we sort of like review the year, or review things that we've been through this like transmutation and transmutation for ourselves, transformation and transmutation. We've been creating and manifesting vibrations in our reality, and what we've been creating and manifesting is also sort of like will be taken through into this new frequency, this new vibration as we go into the new year. And this is what's going on at the moment. They're integrating these energies so we can shift our consciousness and shift our vibration and create and manifest in a different way as we move into the new year. Also, you sort of like got turquoise, which is very much around around sort of like, again, protection, but it's around like mysticism and magic as well. And I feel like this vibration is very much connected to I felt it was connected to like Lemurian sort of vibration, which is again dissolving this 3D reality and moving into the 5D reality. And the 5D reality is the energetic reality, as we start to sort of connect into that. And again, it's to do with the universal law of perpetual transmutation, which is very much around living in vibration and frequency. I'm also seeing triangles all the time. The triangles are symbolic of pyramids. They're very much symbolic of portals, and in the sort of cultures and spiritual cultures that have gone by in the past, when we talk about like Atlantis and Lemuria, which were like highly evolved spiritual vibrational frequencies, they were very much sort of like where they were able to sort of remain aligned and remain connected to these higher vibrational frequencies, where beings of like light frequency and light consciousness, like archangels and ascended masters, very much sort of like we were able to remain aligned with them, remain unified with them. And this is what these pyramids bring. They're like portals. They're like energy frequencies that raise the vibration of frequencies. So once again, our source energy can be connected to source vibration, source frequency, and the source creator. And many of us are going through this at the moment. They talk about the stellar gateway, which is like a high chakra within our energy frequency, within our energy field. And that in Atlantis and Lemurian times, the stellar gateway was the doorway into like these different vibrational frequencies, where we can live and remain aligned and receive like consciousness, wisdom and insight from these teachers, from these ascended masters, from these archangels. And this is what's going on at the moment. We're very much integrating with these vibrations and these frequencies. It's about awakening for many of us, and activation as we go through this, and we're connecting with these energies to integrate this, to bring this energy and anchor it into this plane of existence, and which is the whole purpose of why we've incarnated, many of us. Light frequencies and light consciousness are really important, because where you can remain in light consciousness and light frequency, you can remain on the higher vibrational frequencies. And again, this connects to the universal law of polarity. That when I've talked about this law, they talk about like polarity in the way of like positive and negative, but I always see it as like limited and infinite. And to me, like the universal law of polarity very much works on this, where we can create and manifest from our source vibration and frequency, from a higher state of consciousness, from a place of intuition, a place of wisdom, so we can start to manifest and create within our reality. But also by doing that, we're then aligning with the higher realms, or the higher sort of like dimensions of light, vibration, frequency, wisdom, knowledge and guidance, and we can remain in these open channels. I'm also seeing indigo, and when you start talking about like indigo children and indigo vibrations, they talk about like sensitivity, but I also see indigo as very much like as a mediumship sort of like vibration, a mediumship sort of frequency, where it's very much where you awaken to your own channel, so that you can start to then become this open channel to receive wisdom, receive insight, receive vibrations and frequencies, so that you can start to then apply this wisdom. And again, it connects to the universal law of inspired action. And when you start talking about sort of vibrations and frequencies and things, you see that universal laws are very much connected and integrated within all the wisdom and teachings of spiritual reality. And again, this is where the ascended masters come in. The ascended masters are the holders, or the keepers of the universal laws and universal wisdom, are the archangels and all guides and all these beings that work with us, that bring this insight and awareness. I've also again got this staff that I've been given, very much so. I get given this regularly, this wooden staff, which is about sort of like guidance. It's being directed, and the wooden staff to me is like an old wooden staff, and it makes me sort of like where you look at some sort of like a hierophant or something. The hierophant in sort of like tarot cards is very much like this bringer that brings this wisdom and this insight. It's sort of like it's not hierophant, it's not the right word, but it's like old age teacher. Like this sort of like staff is like a staff of Merlin, that would Merlin would have this staff, like this wooden staff, and it's like an ancient staff of that brings like ancient wisdom, ancient knowledge. So it's like opening up again to bring this wisdom, this knowledge of the ages back to this time in this age. And this wooden staff is very, very symbolic of universal wisdom, universal teachings. But again, we've got to when we talk about vibration and frequency, we remember that there's a oneness vibration of frequency, and all frequency once created just transforms and changes. So it transmutates, into different sort of vibrations and frequencies, different wisdom, knowledge. So nothing is once created, it remains. That sort of like in spiritual sort of reality, every frequency of every vibration of all creation that has ever been created, once it's created, it's always vibrating, it's always existing. And for us as like beings, once we sort of shift our awareness and our consciousness, and we align with it, all sort of wisdom and all consciousness that's ever been created, like realities of like Lemuria and Atlantis, those vibrations are still alive, but it's about us sort of like raising our vibration and frequency so we can align with it again. And once you align with it, then you can start to anchor it and bring it back to this age and this time again. So at times where we were very spiritually evolved and spiritually sort of aware, those vibrations, frequencies, although they seem like they've dissolved or they disappeared, they're still very much alive. They're still sort of vibrating, and it's just a case of us as a collective, as a collective consciousness, and as a collective vibrational frequency of beings together. Once we open up to that again, we can once again access that and align with it again. So like there's so much sort of knowledge and wisdom and then insight that we can access again, and all we have to do is sort of like remain in these higher vibrations to once again be open channels to receive these insights and this information and this intuition and these vibrational frequencies of source creation, and live in the source way, so that we once again are aligned and we live in a more spiritually and highly evolved sort of reality. And it's like, and I feel like this is what's happening for many of us. Our energy centers are open up and we're flowing again with this consciousness, these vibrations, these frequencies of spiritual cultures that were highly evolved. And again, it's like when I talked about something called Atlantis Reclaimed, which was a group I started like years ago on Facebook, which was one of the starting points of this journey for me. It was very much about reclaiming. Atlantis Reclaim was about reclaiming or awakening to like spiritual sort of like abilities and gifts that many of us have had. And we're part of reincarnating was to come back down and bring these gifts again. So everything is about anchoring, integration. It's about living within the universal laws and living with the source energy and source vibration in each and every one of us, and then expressing it. But expressing it in the infinite form, not the limited form. The limited form very much connects to the 3D reality, which is the external reality. And the infinite form is living within source energy and understanding that all energy and vibration and frequency is available to us at any time. And this is also living within the universal law of correspondence, where you understand that the external world only corresponds to the internal world, and the internal world is your essence, your source vibration, your source frequency, and your source creator. And this is the shift, a massive shift within spiritual reality and spiritual consciousness for this age and this time. And they knew this within Atlantis times, and they knew this within the Lemurian vibration frequency, and it's coming back to this time, this age now. That's the insight for today.